Hello there, everyone. Welcome to another episode here on Gorbad Ironclaw. This is 50 episodes. So, I wanted to show you this battle, and it's so interesting because I'm attacking the army that is over there on the that is likely going to attack me in the back. But the interesting part is that the reinforcements is Balthasar Gelt with the massive Penza army and 48 seconds. So he's going to come in really fast. And the funny bit is, hold on, it's difficult to pinpoint. I also have my reinforcements showing up at 49. So it's a mess. And actually, unfortunately, it will bug out. Okay, it won't reflect what actually happened, so I can assure you. But with the main difference being that I'm going to go after Balthasar Gelt with my lords that fly, but I don't catch him on the replay. But I actually did on the battle, and that's what makes the whole difference, because suddenly he's casting spells, they have more leadership, and when they would crumble, and as well, most of the landships actually survive. I don't know how. So I feel there's a couple of orders that were not registered on the save file, on the replay file, which is to be noted. So yeah, this is how typically you approach these situations. You just form up like a wall, a concave wall against them, and then I'll spread out as soon as the enemy arrives and have the main battle here. But I did manage to destroy most of the tanks and siege weapons and such. He does a little bit of a casting here with the orb, and then suddenly, yeah, as you can see, he is reinforcing with the man-eaters, and then my black orcs come in and the land ships just arrive and lots of panzers. Can you imagine if this was the sort of army, like siege tanks with black orcs? Are you kidding me? And land ships? This would be a nightmare to fight. So yeah, there's not a lot of to do other than just saying, just boxing everything, grouping everything, and clicking on locked group, and then telling them to attack something. And then once everyone is attacking a little bit someone, then you can go like, okay, who's weakest and what is the main target? For instance, you'll notice that I'm actually attacking a Luminarch of Hish as fast as I can because I want to get it rid of. So I sent a couple of Arachnarok spiders against it. And this is the main deal, actually, because I believe that Balthasar Gelt actually didn't manage to reach this far, and I don't know what happened, but he should have been killed. I'm pretty sure I didn't send my lord to being killed by that massive amount of firepower. I did lose my lord, but only after sending it here later on as a last resort to finish up a captain, and he died there. So yeah, already I noticed immediately, oh, this is not the replay that I've done. And I can assure you, I didn't save scum for this one. I wouldn't fight this battle second time. It was a mess, honestly. But it worked out so perfectly in it that I was like, yeah. That's how it's done. Right, so sometimes that's one of the things people, you may like to save scum. I honestly feel like I don't have the time for, It's one of those things like, yeah, I would, it's fine. I will go back. Let me see. I made a mistake in the battle. Let's go back. And by all means, you should too. There's no issue whatsoever, especially if it is to buy time. If that battle is going to take you like 30 turns to get, to recover from, by all means. But I wonder, and I'm ruining the battle for you. As you can see, it's a massive engagement, lots of land ships, which actually they went through. And I think that's the case, because they didn't went through. And you can see a lot of my units are actually down there. They are not attacking. And that's the missing piece. Because I actually missed, Oh, sorry. I've been quite busy not sleeping. So the difficult bit here is that you can see that there's a lot of infantry units of my own that are stopped. I can assure you that didn't happen. Infantry is one of the things that you kind of have to make sure that you're always engaging with. And yeah. So this is what the Empire wants, right? they really want a line of cavalry and other forces while their casters are doing damage, and some elevated ground for his missile units. And this is a grinding that didn't happen because I managed to kill all the landships and tanks before. But yeah, man, if they do Warhammer 40k, I cannot wait to see the battles. I'm pretty sure it's going to be awesome. But yeah, still now finally they're moving in. I can assure you it didn't take me this long, you know, to have all these units stopped. I can assume that you guys assume that I didn't. Let's watch just some movements from the AI. He's going to go and try to cavalry charge here. He's actually going to miss out because he's going to approach this Arachnoid spider without charging. He likely clicked to charge someone else. Now he's sending in the wyvern. Some of these situations happened, but in drastic different situations. For instance, this didn't happen, but it's nice to see that the AI actually manages to cheat even on replays. You can see that a bugged replay happens when it ends and you still were fighting. And this replay ends and I still have like one army on the other side, and you can tell that it's not on army losses. So yeah, but still, right here Balthasar Gelt would have been dead, and there's a lot of leadership that would have gone down, a lot of landships that would have gone down, and I was already hitting with my trolls that you see there on the right side the enemy backline. And that's why they're stalled there. But yeah, I can assure you I was at this moment getting to the back line. And one thing in these big battles, just try to retreat whenever possible and regroup. Like, it did somewhat of that job here, you know, from my orders. And I believe this is where I actually told them to regroup, because the second wave was coming. And I just wanted to regroup, to count my losses, see if I have any characters or anything like that that cannot, or any unit that cannot go into battle because they'll get destroyed. And that's the sort of idea, you know, you just put them as reserves. If the enemy rushes through, that's fine. If they don't rush through, then you save their units. So it's a priority that you guys always should have, is to try and ensure that all your units survive, or to fight a battle on that premise, okay? And yeah, this is an interesting battle that didn't happen, I can assure you. I realize I don't show too many. Didn't show too many defeats, because in land battles I usually, you know, I'm very careful on engaging in land battles. And that's why my campaigns take so long, because really I'm having to sometimes, especially when I have so many armies, I'm having to go really slowly, and you guys wouldn't like it. Already it's very difficult to hold views after a certain time, but I can tell you that I go really slow, especially when I'm not recording, you know. When I'm recording, I'm always going like, oh, I gotta go in, you know. So right now my second army is approaching. You can tell that they weren't flashing or anything, but I'm gonna finish. The only thing that I lose is actually 2 lords, which I can replace. And if you have to lose something, lose an immortal lord, because immediately you're going to replace him and that army is going to be fine. Okay, turn 168. Note that right now I'm already in turn 190, I believe, and I've done a lot of changes. So the good thing of replacing these orc war bosses and such is that my orc war bosses now have 49 levels, so I actually should have changed them. So I'm just checking. Okay, I don't have a lot of options here. Let me go with this one. I have only 2 options for war bosses, and that's the ones that I'm going to do. There we go. That's the strategist. Yeah, do I want anything else? Do I want the Night Goblin for this army? Do I have the Savage Orc? No. Let's go with the Orc war boss still. Okay. And yeah, I'll have to gather and check how many units I've lost and everything like that, and see then which ones should I send in to attack, if any. You know, I don't... there's a couple of armies there, so I don't... the full armies, so maybe I need to ambush one. Okay, could hinder replenishment, that's not the case. This guy is like crazy with good odds, actually. He can kill some characters even. You're not seeing it, but he actually does that. So let me just hinder replenishment. Whenever you cast these orders, it counts for the AI. As in, the AI will feel threatened by the fact that, oh, currently the units cannot replenish, or currently I have this character wounded. So it reevaluates everything, and that's good. So what am I going to do? Oh my god, I still hadn't declared on Couronne. I have already defeated them later. So those armies are just going to moving on those positions that I sent, okay? And I'm just preparing already to attack everywhere, okay? I'm raiding Couronne. And I'm going to attack over here, move in and get rid of the Empire on this place to the point that they are only in Albion. And that's going to be their last location. Okay. Oh, I put this here. I shouldn't, but yeah, you know, it was just to showcase that it was there. So 174. I have declared war on Couronne. And yeah, overall everything is doing fine. He's actually splitting up, so now I have a lot of forces. I have like 5 armies there. They're gonna attack Couronne, they're gonna attack the Albion, and then I have 1-2 armies here, and I'm explaining the purpose, how they're gonna move in, you know. And I think it's for a couple of turns I will miss out the what is it called, the walk target, actually, for barely a few turns. I didn't realize which one it was. I thought I had already taken it, so yeah. I have 3 turns to declare on Nurgle, and then I want to destroy them as fast as possible, because they've been a pain actually here. But yeah. Okay, Reichland only has 3 settlements. Wissenland and Nuln only have 7. And Heralds of Ariel only have 1. There's a lot of armies there. I know that from future reference. So at this point I didn't know, but I predicted, because of course there's 1 settlement, it's not being attacked, and they're at war, so likely there's a lot of armies there. You know, you can try to see this. See, this is something that wasn't working, the zoom to walk, and I thought I had declared on Bretonnia, and instead I actually did on Wissenland, and I'll miss it for just a few moments, really just a few moments. So yeah, right now I have declared actually on Nurgle, if I'm not mistaken, or I'm about to. Yeah. Yep. And I'm ready with everyone. Let me declare war on Nurgle. And Nurgle is completely destroyed after this. So there's always get someone to do this, because join war. This is a small trick to allow no allies actually to join in. You know, you just ask to join a battle and a war, and it's much better because you bypass that. I actually should make a video about that, because many people don't know this. So magic resistance here. Let's put on one of these changeling units, and on the, of course, undead gunners. They're gonna need some leadership. Yep, feels good. It's not like I have those banners there for a reason or anything like that. I don't have any, you know, armies that should have those banners. I guess spell resistance banners would be a nice way to counter Zinj, you know. Okay, so this army cannot move because it's too close to the settlement. That's the one that attacks it. There we go. Not loot and occupy, just occupy it. And finally, after so long, Nurgle is no more. And actually that decision earlier on to attack the main islands paid off greatly, because suddenly he didn't have a location to actually spawn armies from. So I want to go over here and attack that Shambleton, and I want to check, because I really need to finish off Nurgle, and I want to check that there's no golden order coming in or anything like that. This is a great place actually as a choke point. I'm gonna have to make a video, by the way. I mentioned that previously on the Malakai campaign, and I'm gonna make a video with using these two campaigns as an example, as examples actually, where I'll leave some save games here to ensure that I can go back to these moments and to give you some advice on how to deal with these extreme late game scenarios. People find them many times, of course, boring. It's a lot of stuff to do just with the skills and such. You can auto skill some heroes and lords, especially those that will eventually just get level everything, on level 50. Like and at what point, for instance, the shamans, I think I should have done that. And you gotta know which ones, alright? Like the shamans and I think the Black Orc big bosses, you can do that because it doesn't make too much of a difference. As soon as you got everything that you wanted, just let them, go automatically. So I'm attacking here on Couronne. And actually, Bretonnia has one of the weakest auto-resolve ever, especially when they use some infantry and artillery. Okay. I'm gonna attack over here, so I'm gonna attack a lot of stuff. Maybe I'm gonna attack there on Nagfari Plain. There we go. What we have here, Elspeth and a lot of a lot of tanks. Actually, yeah, that's a close defeat. Of course, that's a close defeat. It will remind me of the same situation with Golden Order that I just it's a Panzer division. I say a Panzer division because, of course, it's the Roman Holy Roman Empire. They're kind of Germans, basically like that. Okay, and Bretonnia, I think it's one of the races that really needs help in auto-resolve because they don't make it really well unless they have a lot of cavalry. And of course they should, but either they build better cavalry armies or not. There's only one cavalry army, full cavalry army, that they were going to build later on. And yeah, that's not going to work there. You see, I'm not even checking what units they have. I know that's a lot of chaff infantry, and I can deal with that easily. Just going to destroy... For the minor settlements, it's very easy. If there's a resource, good. That's extra money. If there is, then I put a garrison, and then I put a building for money. And if there isn't any resource, I'll just get either control or growth, and it's fine. Growth because of the casualty replenishment rate, not growth at all. I'm not caring about it. So at this point, I'm thinking, oh, I'm going to attack the Tomb Kings, and then I'm going to attack the Lizardmen, and then only I'm going to attack Tzeentch, because I want Tzeentch's places and I need them for the long campaign. And I actually missed it out because instead I went for a different route. So let me see if I can finish off Reichland on this. Okay, there we go. And can you go here? Okay, no. Can you go here? No, I guess I messed that up. You can move here, Ragnik, and can you... Oh, I thought that was a doodad. Okay. Maybe with Forced March I can actually land there? Can I? I certainly can, that's great! This is one thing that I wish CA would improve for next titles, is to precisely be able to tell where they're going to be able to move. This was easier in older games because it was literally just a count of, like I remember stuff like Heroes of Magic 3. That was a very easy game to check whether or not they could reach because every move point was like a square. Everything was divided into squares. But once we reached this sort of better style, it stopped. And it suddenly stopped and yeah. There's no way. So he actually attacked me and I retreated and then attacked me again and I won that battle because the garrison was not there. Yeah, and I only lost one Orc War, which is now almost, he's on tier 6. So that's one of those that it's like, oh yeah, it's gonna be easy. I lost one and it's fine. Okay, I don't like raiding my own place, but I mean it has to because they're having attrition. And Gorbad is one of, it's really a little bit unrelated here, but Gorbad is really good in terms of climate as well. And it's one of the better factions to do this, to dominate the whole map with, from the greenskins especially. I think they have one better than others. So at this point I was thinking, okay, I'm going to attack Kislev, right? I'm going to attack Kislev. I was thinking I was going to attack Kislev. I was thinking that I was going to attack the Tomb Kings, and I was thinking that I was going to attack the Lizard Men. And I end up going against Zinj and Astrogoth, because they declare war, and the ogres because they declare war. So it's like sometimes best laid plans, yeah, you just gotta readjust and go with the flow. So there's no real battle here on this episode. Apologies for that. You know, that battle, the replay was bugged. I won't send it there to CA or anything, because for the most part, oh god, that's 20 Luminarchs. Come on. Because this is an ongoing campaign, and ongoing campaigns have this weird situation where they just don't do too much. So I know that those armies feel strong, but actually they aren't, and they're very vulnerable to me just ambushing them, which is precisely what I do, you know. And whenever I manage, oh, this is, you saw the banner. It's annoying me, so I'll have to end up the episode. Apologies there. But of course, next episode I'm going to show you long campaign completed. Likely it will happen, and then I'm going to try to use this campaign as some form of information for you guys on how to deal with late game scenarios like this. Thank you very much for watching. See you guys next time.